7 people in the chat. 11 people in the chat. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know where you're joining in from. Bitcoin's sitting at 100K. What do we think? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Let's get into it. Welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, JT. This is Black Box Trading. If you are new here, I want to invite you to subscribe. We talk about technical analysis. We talk about everything Bitcoin, and we've been bullish on Bitcoin since we called out the breakout at 18K. Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon now. You know, YouTube's a funny thing. A lot of YouTubers just focus on views, and what gets the most views is the topics that are relevant. So me making YouTube videos at 18K got 0 views. Nobody cared about Bitcoin at 18K. Now we're at 100K. So do me a favor, hit the likes, support the OGs, support the people that are always going to be in your corner, giving you the good advice, not just the popular advice. So we got a lot to talk about. Well, we don't have a ton to talk about. We'll take a look at some of the alts. We got a little bit of altcoin action. Everybody's talking about pullbacks. Where do we get a pullback? Are we going to pull back from here? Are we going to pull back from there? Is this signaling the end of the rally? Blah, 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 blah. Guys, the bulls are in control. Demand is greater than supply. Don't overcomplicate the TA. When the market is working for you, you don't need to get fancy with it. You really don't. And we'll dive into my thoughts on Bitcoin right now. Let's take a look at the king of all crypto. That is Bitcoin. Catching up with the chat, let's first do our disclaimer. Educational and entertainment purposes only. Can't forget about I am not a financial advisor, and trading or investing in cryptocurrency comes with risks. Always do your own research and consult with a professional if needed. Any use of trading bots or strategies should be tested and fully understood before implementation. Stay smart, stay safe, and trade responsibly. Let's get into the charts. All right, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's catch up with chat. We've got Romsey joining in from Berkeley, California. We got Battered and Bruised coming in from Corunda, Australia. Mauricio Lopez is joining in. We got Gravy. We live. Let's fucking go. XRP is kicking it. We can take a look at that. Gravy. We got some emojis. Legend. Thank you. B-Man coming in from New Zealand. Longtime viewer of the show. B-Man, nice to see you in the chat. We don't usually get to see you live, so I'm glad that this unusual time slot that I've chosen is working out for you. Yeah, let's take a look here at Bitcoin. So alpha numerics off for just a moment. This is basically what we're looking at. So we got the monthly close. The monthly close was significant because it was one of the largest monthly closes that we ever had. I subbed, no alert. Oh, don't sub, Gravy. I don't need subs. I don't collect any money from YouTube. I don't collect any money from Twitch. I appreciate the effort, but turn those into sats. Turn those into sats. No alert set up. But yeah, so my target is still up at around $118,000 to $125,000 for the price of Bitcoin. And we've got 2 interesting levels to take a look at. This line right here is the monthly close. So when we take a look at no, that's the 1 minute, the month, this is where last month's candle closed. And that's a very significant level. We don't want to fall below that level because that will kind of trigger sell side action. You're going to see sell side action if we have the monthly close kind of go below that level of 96,466. Doesn't mean that it's going to, collapse the market. There's just a lot of stops in that area. That's where a lot of liquidity, and you could see a liquidation cascade take place. The second most important level to take note of is the current all-time high, sitting at $103,859 here on the Bitcoin index chart. So we kind of have a range here. As long as we stay inside of this range, we're good. As long as we stay inside of this range. If we take a crack below, we might get some lower levels and retest some of the areas of support. And if we get a crack over, we're heading over to my target. People are underestimating how easy it is to move the price of Bitcoin at these levels. Bitcoin is very easy to move. It's very illiquid. I heard a couple comments from other YouTubers and other people on Twitter talking about, Bitcoin's diminishing returns and how as Bitcoin increases in price, it needs exponentially more liquidity to achieve higher targets. And I'm just going to be the first to tell you that that's just categorically false. It's just wrong. It doesn't. The price of Bitcoin is whatever price the last person paid. Whatever price the last person paid, that's the price. Okay. And as Bitcoin becomes more and more scarce and more illiquid, it's harder to get Bitcoin. As it gets harder to get Bitcoin, you need to bid higher and higher prices to get Bitcoin. So as Bitcoin increasingly becomes more scarce, it actually gets easier to buy it. It gets easier to move the price of it. So if Bitcoin increases by another $1 trillion of market cap, that does not mean that people put $1 trillion worth of fiat into Bitcoin. It does not mean that at all. More realistically, it means that they put 50 to 100 billion in to achieve $1 trillion. It's very easy to move the price of Bitcoin. So don't think, I guess what I'm trying to say is eventually the notion that Bitcoin is running under diminishing returns, that model will break. That model will break at some point. And if I was a betting man, I think that model is going to break this cycle. We're going to see the first cycle in all of the cycles where Bitcoin has an increase in the bull market return. And that's going to spark a whole narrative around that. The fact that this is the first cycle where Bitcoin's actually increasing in demand. We'll turn on alphanumerics in just a moment. Let's just catch up with the chat. YouTube video needs more likes, please. Thank you, Bob. Yes, please like the video. That helps out with the algorithm. Like and subscribe. I try to tell the truth. I give it to you guys as I see it. I will never tell you anything to try and manipulate a like. I will never tell you anything to try and manipulate a view. I will always just tell you how I see the market, what my interpretation of this. I've been trading this market for, almost 10 years now. I've been trading this market for a very long time. I know Bitcoin intimately, and I'm going to just say it like it is. So whatever I see is what I'm going to tell you. Greetings from the Canadian Gulag. Nice. Yeah. Lachan, how have you been? We met at Finsum Bali. Oh, nice. Going back to Bali next week. I will be gone. You already DM'd me to link up, and unfortunately our paths do not cross once again. Okay, question for this cycle from B-Man. For this cycle, will the bear market be as big as previous years as more and more countries have large businesses are adopting Bitcoin as a strategic reserve? So this is a very good question, B-Man, and I have some controversial opinions on exactly that. First of all, it's too early to tell. We're still in the bull market, and the bull market is going to continue for likely another, 4 to 12 months. It's really going to depend on how high Bitcoin goes. So if Bitcoin really destroys some of the narratives that we already spoke about, like, the fact that Bitcoin is experiencing diminishing returns, if it doesn't experience diminishing returns and there is a huge amount of FOMO that comes into the market and Bitcoin gets up to some really crazy levels, like let's say it gets up to 700,000, 800,000, it's even inside of the realm of possibility, albeit like unlikely, but possible, $1 million for this cycle. If Bitcoin gets that insane, I actually expect the bear market to be one of the worst bear markets that Bitcoin has ever experienced. So don't fall under these narratives that because things were one way at one time, that we can't experience the same again because of this reason, that reason, and the other. Don't underestimate the power of the OG Bitcoiners. Yes, nation states are buying Bitcoin. Yes, countries are adopting it as a currency. Yes, they are putting it in strategic reserves and stockpiles. All of that is true, and all of that will help to support the demand side of Bitcoin. However, if you have people that were buying Bitcoin at a couple $100 and they have thousands and thousands and thousands of Bitcoin, that's a large cohort of individuals. And now all of a sudden Bitcoin's at $1 million. You better believe that they're going to be selling. And I would anticipate that their selling pressure is going to far exceed the demand pressure of even nation state purchases. So we got to kind of, think of everything, think of all of the possibilities. I never approach this market from the point of view that there is always and always and never and never. Or did I say that right? There's never and always, and there's always and never. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, what I'm saying is just don't fall into these trap narratives. Can Bitcoin have an extended bear market, even with nation states buying it? Yes. Can Bitcoin experience 30 to 40% pullbacks in a bull market, even though nation states are buying it? Yes. All of those things can be true. So just approach things with that expectation and you'll never be taken off guard. And if you're never taken off guard, you can control your emotions. And if you can control your emotions, you'll make sound decisions. So after 2026, we will never see 100K and under Bitcoin again. Amazing. It's possible. It's possible. All right, let's turn alphanumerics on and get some moving average info. So we're here on the daily. We're looking at Bitcoin. And Bitcoin on the daily, as long as it keeps printing candles that are higher than the weekly price, we're in a very, very healthy, high momentum environment. So that can be illustrated by this blue line. This blue line is the 7 on the alphanumerics indicator, but this can be anything. It doesn't have to be alphanumerics. This is just the 7-period simple moving average, and it represents, when on the daily, a week. So the weekly average price today is $98,208, and we are sitting at $100,000. So we are sitting at a higher weekly price than the average. As long as we can stay on top of that blue line, we are in a high momentum environment. We are in a healthy state. We are in bullish continuation. We hold a bullish bias. There's really nothing bad that you can talk about as long as we are on top of the 7 on the daily. So, that's a check mark for the bulls. When we take a look at the 4-hour, we're kind of dancing with it, but we're on top of it. Let's take a look at the in between. Let's do the 12-hour. We're still on top of it. When we take a look at the hour, again, we're still on top of it. So as long as we can stay on top of that 7 on multiple time periods, we're looking good. So I'm still quite bullish. I like this local formation here on the hourly as well. We have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high, we have a higher low. So it's kind of building this pennant. Just a simple pennant, which is a squeeze. So we're getting close to the end of the squeeze. We're going to have to squeeze in one direction or the other. Because demand is the dominant force currently, I'm going to lean in favor of the bulls and say that we are going to squeeze to the upside. Doesn't mean we can't come down and retest and try again, but I'm just going to go ahead and guess that demand is strong right now, and we're probably going to lean in favor of the bulls and get another green candle. We had a couple dojis here. We had that brutal Darth Maul candle a few days ago. Liquidations on both sides, clearing out the books and reshuffling. Usually after a Darth Maul candle, I will say, you get continuation, trend continuation. So it's kind of like flushing out the leverage, reorganizing the order book. And then when people, realize what's going on, oh shit, we're still heading to higher levels, then they start to increase demand again. And we continue in the direction of travel, which is up currently. So it's looking really good. Looking really good. So diminishing return theory makes sense. Your thesis is food for thought, though. Maybe I'll keep at least 20 to 30 in this cycle once it hits targets. Yep. I always keep some, not financial advice, but, I'm a Bitcoiner. I believe in Bitcoin as a currency. I use Bitcoin as a currency. I try to denominate my wealth in Bitcoin as a currency. So I don't see myself, converting it to anything else, even when the bull market is over. Hop into the Discord, guys. If you aren't already in there, come check out the Discord. We've got everything in here is basically free. We called the breakout back here before it head off to 100K. We got a lot of other calls that we're doing in here, live stream chat, so you can post charts and stuff. I can actually take a look at your charts live. If you're in the Discord, you can share those images. And yeah, join into the Discord. It's 100% free. Just sign up with one of our partners. All right. So blackbox.pro, go to blkbox.pro to sign up for your free Bitcoin trading bot. MRI is just around the corner. This is an MRI inspired bot. For those who don't know what MRI is, it is the momentum reversal indicator invented by Tone Vays, or optimized by Tone Vays. And we have implemented a portion of that indicator into a strategy that we are releasing in the coming days. I know we've been saying coming days for a while, but I actually mean it this time. So if you don't already have a black box account, set it up. It's free. We'll hang out in the Discord. Altcoins. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance first. Let's see what's going on Bitcoin dominance. It's looking really good. Yeah, we're getting that pivot. So like I've mentioned before, what I need to see, like, this is fantastic. We're having a big move down. Alts have been doing phenomenal. They've been doing really, really well. But it's still in an uptrend, right? We have a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. You could argue that we're kind of sitting at an equal low right now, but what I want to see is a higher low, a lower high, and then continuation. So if we come up and rally for a lower high, the taking out of that low will initiate full-blown altcoin season, and we will likely continue to see an outperformance in alts until altcoin dominance goes to Bitcoin dominance rather falls to about 40% in dominance. So that's going to be kind of the final puzzle piece for me to really go heavy on some of the alts that I've been eyeing. I've been staying out of the alt market for years, like this entire bull market. The bull market's almost 2 years old right now. We've been in this bullish uptrend for like 2 years. And I have not been a participant in the altcoin market because it's been too volatile. And when you look at any altcoin chart, it has been better to just be in Bitcoin. So holding Bitcoin, holding strong, not getting tempted, not just yet, even though we're seeing a lot of exciting local price action right now. When you look at it in Bitcoin terms, it's actually just playing catch up. I'm not here for catch up. I'm here for outperformance. All right, let's pull up a couple altcoin charts here. Doge is ready for a breakout here on the Bitcoin pair, right at around right around 464 sats per Doge. As soon as you get a breakout on this line, it's probably going to be continuation. So that's what I'm looking for. Keeping it super simple, not using oscillators, not using alphanumerics. Very, very simple breaks of resistance is all you need when you're in this type of environment. Somebody mentioned XRP. Let's take a look at XRP. XRP coming in for its first lower high in this consolidation. So let's go to the weekly charts. Where's our supports? We have a lot of support in this kind of general range. I would anticipate something in this kind of a range for a consolidation and a retest here. The thing about XRP that's kind of annoying that a lot of people seem to forget is it makes a big, almost like massive, huge move that not many traders can actually jump into because there's no technical reason to jump into it. And then it comes down and it consolidates for like a few months. So I'm thinking this is the same thing. We're probably going to get maybe like a month, because we are bullish. So maybe like a month of consolidation inside of XRP. And on the Bitcoin pair, I'm looking for some sort of retest down to kind of the 1800 sat range, 1900 sat range, maybe the 2000 sat range, something like this. And then, a breakout of that level would be an excellent entry from that point. So XRP kind of cooling down. We got our first lower high. So maybe we get a next lower low, and then a consolidation can take shape, which is what you want. You can't buy just big green candles. It's way too risky. You got to wait for some sort of an accumulation, some sort of consolidation, and then you can become a participant. If you guys enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Share this video with anybody that you think would find value from it. There's a lot of noise out there. It's hard to, there's like 20,000, 40,000 fucking coins out there. How do you nail it down? How do you narrow it to what I've got here, which is like 20? You do it with Bitcoin and new coins. Like, look at the Bitcoin pair, look at new coins. Speaking of new coins, let's take a look at Ordi. Ordi is inside of this consolidation still. I want to see a breakout above this kind of downward sloping line of resistance. I think Ordi is kind of our litmus test for the performance of ordinals in general. If Ordi is performing well, you can see a performance in other ones, such as another one of our calls, Sats. This is one that we're just stupid. Shout out to anybody who did mint Sats with us, because you're still sitting at 3,000% up on that trade. Obviously, it went up to much higher levels, but we're capturing the full bull market. We're capturing the full bull market. It went to over 9,000%. But I'm happy to be at 3,000. This thing's not done. We're gonna head to higher levels, in my opinion. So Sats is getting ready to run again. We're inside of this consolidation, kind of a choppy ass range. Does Sats have a Bitcoin pair? Let's take a look real quick if we can get Sats BTC. Nope. But what we can do is we can just change it to Bitcoin over here. It's not as accurate, but. Double bottom. Yeah, I think this is a decent chart. It's bottoming. So Sats is looking good. Let's go back to Ordi. Check out Ordi on the Bitcoin pair. Oh, that is on the Bitcoin pair. Good. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, some others. Let's take a look at Track. Track is up. It broke its downward sloping line of resistance. It took out one of the resistance lines, but we're not out of the woods yet. Let's take a quick little peek at volume. Volume's not great. This is gate.io. It's not going to be accurate volume anyways. Let's see what it's looking like on the Bitcoin pair, because this is inside of the Bitcoin ecosystem. We definitely want to see how it's doing on in terms of Bitcoin. And in terms of Bitcoin, we're kind of at the area of the original breakout over here. So it's in a good spot. You wouldn't want to see it get much lower than this in Bitcoin terms. So we're kind of sitting at that support level, a very important support level. If it loses this, Track's in trouble. And they're going to have to do a heck of a lot of marketing to kind of convince people that it's still a good play. But we're in it for the long run. We're looking at this one. In the long term, it's still one that I think can do very, very well, but it's a new project. Not a lot of people understand it. Not a lot of people using it. Not a lot of people in the Bitcoin ecosystem as a whole. So the demand for anything related to Bitcoin has like this negative stigma where it's like, oh no, I don't want Bitcoin. You can't make money in Bitcoin. Fucking bullshit. Like some of the biggest plays we have are in Bitcoin. We did a 2,500x, not 2,500%, 2,500x on Natcats. So I haven't seen any altcoin in Solana do a 2,500x. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I just haven't seen it or heard about it. There's some crazy shit that can happen in Bitcoin. So when retail figures that out, when retail finally realizes that, holy shit, there's some actual degen meme crazy stuff that's happening on the Bitcoin network, then maybe we'll get some demand inside of the ordinals. But until that happens, it ain't happening. Sui, let's take a look at Sui. Sui was one of those setups that we talked about where it's looking like, you know, if you get a bullish breakout of a bearish pattern, that can be very bullish. So keep an eye out on that. It's looking like it wants to go. Looking like it wants to go. In fact, let's just leave this as a reminder in the Discord. We have an Ondo or a Sui chat open in Discord. Let's just add that to the Discord. Keep an eye on that one. Ondo's a new one for us on the streams. We haven't been paying too much attention to Ondo. Still nothing super actionable here on Ondo. Let's go to the dollar pair. Yeah, I think a pullback is needed. A pullback is in order. One to keep an eye on. Not the easiest one to get into. So one that was doing pretty well here was Dog with Hat. Had a nice little rally on the day. Yesterday's candle closed out at an 11% move. I'm focusing heavily on the Bitcoin pairs, and when you look at these on the US dollar pair, it's hard to get into. But yeah, nice little move here on the dollar pair. But again, I much prefer to take action on the Bitcoin pair. If it's not going to if it's not doing better than Bitcoin, I don't care about it. I don't want to be interested. I don't want to be in that unless it's outperforming Bitcoin on a trend basis. So looking good, waiting for a squeeze on that. Let's see a few more likes. Thank you. Take profit. Louis G. So there will be a bear market like we've seen after maybe 2025 and 2026. Yeah, I anticipate that like we've seen in prior cycles, there will be a bear market that is associated with global liquidity. So this is, let's actually pull up global liquidity. Global money supply. Year over year change. And we'll go over to Bitcoin. So let's go to the monthly. And this is Bitcoin's kind of cycle. So you can see, let's actually go over the weekly. When global money supply is increasing, so you can see down here in the green, you can see that when global money supply is in an uptrend, Bitcoin's in a bull market. Look at that. From the transition from red to green, meaning that global liquidity was decreasing, there was a contraction of the global M2 money supply. During that contraction, that was the depths of the bear market. As soon as that contraction turned into expansion, that was the very beginning of the bull market. And that bull market lasted until Bitcoin got overheated, and then the contraction of the supply caused the bear market. And where is the low of the bear market? Right here, when the contraction of the supply went negative, was the absolute bottom. As soon as it flipped from contraction into expansion, again, we had a bull market that lasted for the entire debt cycle. A lot of people think it's a 4-year cycle that has to do with the halving. That's a part of it. But the more important piece of the puzzle, in my opinion, is the global debt cycle. And this is not new. We've covered this in the past. The global debt cycle is much more important to pay attention to. And when we look at this compared to prior debt cycles, these debt cycles are massive. We haven't even really started this one. The bear market low, where the bear market bottomed and where Bitcoin initially triggered its bull market trend, happened in the exact same place that it's happened in prior cycles. We were red here during contraction. We flipped to expansion. That began the bull market. So from a global money supply point of view, this bull market looks like it's just getting started. So we'll see how long that lasts for. Generally speaking, once interest rates begin to slow down, you can expect 12 to 15 months of of global money expansion. I'm a little bit more bearish. I want to be a little bit more conservative. And so I'm going to be looking for signs of an exit prior to the cycle ending, the global liquidity cycle ending. But still, one of the most important metrics to pay attention to, in my opinion, is this M2 money supply global liquidity cycle that happens every, coincidentally enough, 4 years. Joined late. Always appreciate the TA. You talk about favorite altcoin chart that is still waiting to go. Yeah, we took a look at XRP. I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback and a cool off. I know that's not what you want to hear, but that's what I'm expecting. Yeah. Solana. Yeah, we can take a look at Solana. We got sidetracked on what sparked this. Yeah, do I expect a bear market? Yes. So when money supply goes into contraction, I expect a bear market. That was kind of the long-winded answer to that question. Bitcoin is highly sensitive to the money markets. Solana. We're waiting for that breakout on Solana right here. Waiting for the breakout. Man, it is just pouring out here in Bali. A freaking storm. I drove here, got to the office, beautiful, bright, sunny day, and now just complete torrential downpour. That's Bali during the rainy season for you. Yeah, we're waiting for a breakout here on this consolidation. This is, so, you know, a lot of people are focusing a lot of attention on XRP. A lot of people are focusing a lot of attention on, you know, some of the meme coins like Dog with Hat, Doge. A lot of those are not offering you the same setup. This is how the market works. Like, everybody's attention always goes to the wrong places. Solana was incredible, and the market loved them some Solana. They made a ton of money in Solana, and a lot of people were very bullish and very vocal about Solana. Now the market isn't talking about Solana so much, and there's negative narratives that are developing around this Solana meme coin ecosystem with you know, the Hawk Tuah girl rugging like $500 million market cap coin. So there's negative sentiment going towards Solana, which is perfect. That's what you want. When you are a value investor, when you are a value trader, you're waiting around like a snake in the grass, waiting to strike. I don't know if we have any Crypto Kirby fans out there, but you'll know what that references to. Solana has a great setup. Solana has a beautiful setup. If we get a breakout here on the Bitcoin pair, Solana's really going to start moving, in my opinion. It's already done an incredible rally so far this cycle. If we you know, move things back here and take a look at the measure from the bull market, from the bear market lows, Solana's already up 384% in Bitcoin terms. Ethereum, its largest competitor, is down in Bitcoin terms since the bull market started, down by a lot. We can actually do that comparison. So if you had Bitcoin and you converted it to Solana during the bear market lows that happened around 2023, you have almost 4 times as much Bitcoin. Huge. Whereas when we take a look at ETH, that same time period, where was that? June. You have, so if you made the same move, you took a Bitcoin, you put half a Bitcoin in Solana and you put half a Bitcoin in ETH. With your Solana trade, you would have almost 2 Bitcoin, over 2 Bitcoin. And with your ETH trade, you would have, oh no, public math. Never do public math. You would have approximately 0.3 of a Bitcoin, somewhere around there. my public math is terrible. So you can fact check me on that one. But yeah, you lost Bitcoin on the ETH trade, but the Solana trade more than made up for it. We can take a look at a couple other ordinals. Let's pull up Magic Eden. Let's do some runes. Let's see how the runes market is doing. That's the more degenerate side of things. Dog Go to Moon is up 20% on the day. It's down more, but it's up 20% on the day. Let's take a look here. It's looking okay, actually. It's looking okay. This one's an interesting one. I don't hold a lot of faith in anything that gets airdropped to me. I never buy more of an airdrop personally, but you know, Dog Go to Moon is looking really good. Dog Go to Moon is sitting at an area of a breakout right now. So it wouldn't take much to get this asset to continue to rally. It seems like the 9 sat level has been major resistance. It was resistance here back in October. It was resistance here in November, and it's acting as resistance currently here in December. If we can break past that 9 sat level, it'll probably spark a rally. So, you know, it's looking good for all of our dog holders out there. So shout out to you if you got the airdrop. Shout out to you if you know, picked it up anywhere down here. That was a really good value buy. And even if you picked it up here, it's looking good. It's probably heading in your direction. So that's great. Where is Crypto Kirby? I don't know, dude. Dude just disappeared, which is why I feel okay taking some of his slogans. He just disappeared into the crypto abyss. Need that XRP to cool off. Needed the XRP to cool off. It pleased me greatly. Good. Yeah. You got the right mindset there, Philly Faithful. Blub, Suman, Sujack on Sui top memes. We'll take a look. I'm going to stick to my degenerate memes on the Bitcoin ecosystem because I still think that Bitcoin's going to be the dominant narrative at some point during this cycle. At some point. Pups World Peace. Let's see how they're doing. Not as healthy as Dog, but still looking good. Still looking good. Coming at a much higher price tag. 250 sats per pup. What else we got for memes? $1 billion cat. Let's see what they're up to. $1 billion cat. A lot of similar structures. We're seeing a lot of similar structures here. This one's coming at 114 sats per $1 billion cat per cat, I guess. Not looking too bad. Let's see how our pandas are doing. Pandas have been pretty volatile. Based internet panda hovering around that 8 sat level. This one's weaker for sure, much more speculative, much smaller market cap. Market cap's only 4.1 million on this one. So yeah, with a supply of 500 million, that would be comparable to, I think, $1 billion cat actually. What's the supply? So double. The supply of $1 billion cat is actually double. So at the same market cap, we can actually see this at 200. So still kind of one of my more degenerate plays, degenerate gambles out there. Anytime you hear me use the word degenerate gamble, it means that I'm putting 50 basis points into that trade. So don't go heavy on anything that is, a degenerate gamble. Think of it quite literally like you're at Vegas, right? I have my investments. I have my trades. Those are worth a lot of money. I'm never going to put the money that I put on Bitcoin or any of these other trades. I'm never going to take that dollar value and put it on a roulette table on black. Never. But I will take some pretty aggressive bets and put them on black. When you're dealing in this space, think of that analogy. It's gambling. It's not trading. It's for fun. So use fun money. Use play money. Don't use I'm trying to make it money. I'm trying to make it in this world. You'll get fleeced. All right. What about some of the collections? Let's take a look at our Nat Cats, see how the Nat Cats are doing. They've been just stuck at 1 million sats. They've just been stuck at 1 million sats for a long time. Long-term accumulation. It's what you want to see. As soon as the market kind of gets a little demand going towards Nat Cats, could be good, but market doesn't care about Nat Cats right now. Let's take a look at frogs. See how the frogs are doing. Bitcoin frogs. Yeah, they seem to be stuck right at around 3 million sats, 3 to 5 million sats for frogs. Pretty thin floor, though. All right, that's enough of the ordinals. That's enough of the degenerate shit. Arrow. A lot of people like Arrow. What the hell? Like, I hear that ticker all the time. Aerodome Finance. Yeah, it looks all right. It looks decent. I won't buy it. For no other reason than I'm just looking at too many things. But yeah, kind of got your support / resistance flip right here. Seems to be able to overtake that. So not looking too bad. Kind of looking for a breakout. Yeah, kind of a cup and handle. Yeah, we could call this a cup and handle. You got your cup and handle formation right here. It's looking not bad. Yeah, it's a decent setup, actually. It's a decent setup. So look for a pop and a backup, and that'll kind of trigger a larger rally. Not sure how long it'll take to play out, but yeah, that's decent. That's a decent setup right there. Cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Okay. How do I ban this guy? Add to block list. There we go. Mog just got listed on Coinbase. Opinion on VeChain. You don't need it. It's a piece of shit. But let's see what the chart says. It's been a while since we've looked at that. So supply chain management, like, first of all, you don't need a blockchain for that. Second of all, you don't need to pay anybody to run a blockchain or any validator nodes for that. Are people doing it? Sure, they're doing it, but it's such a shitty application of blockchain. It's, experienced the same rally that we saw with a lot of other assets, these other Dino coins. So we can kind of change the setup here. Let's kind of go with something. Let's go with this, actually. Right here. That's the significant level to watch out for. So if we get a pullback, what would that be if we pulled back that far? 45% pullback, super normal for an altcoin in a bull market. Super healthy for an altcoin in a bull market. VeChain got a pullback down to kind of that level. That's where that 4 cent level. That's where you'd want to be taking a look. Fundamentally, it's a nothing burger. But fundamentals don't matter in a bull market. We can head to higher levels. Higher levels. Let's see what VeChain is on the Bitcoin pair. Playing catch up to the prices it was at back in April. So if you held it longer, if you've been holding VeChain for longer than June of 2023, you were better off holding Bitcoin because you're at break even right now. But if you held it recently, say since November of this year, you're killing it. You're killing it. You more than doubled your Bitcoin. So it's just a matter of where you were, how long you've been holding it. For this one, I'd probably just put a downward sloping line of resistance on it. I think this is appropriate. Come on. Yeah, look at that. Almost perfect. Almost like I know what I'm doing or something. Yeah. So this is the rejection line. Once you get above this line, it's go time. I don't know how high it'll go. It is an old coin. Typically, generally speaking, new coins do better than old coins. But we're in a bull market. In a bull market, everything goes up. Degen coin. Oy, oy, oy. Getting into the weeds. Getting into the weeds. Happy to do so. This is my last day in the studio for a while. So if you guys are... I will be doing live streams. They're just going to be lower quality just from my laptop. I'll give you a little preview of how shitty they're going to look. They're going to look like this. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, it's not going to look like that. They're going to look like shit. It's going to be just a FaceTime video. But I will do a few, but this is the last one in the studio till at least the new year. Let's take a look at Degen. Cup and handle. Looks like we're entering cup and handle season. Cup and handle season is here. The Christmas season. Even inverse head and shoulders, you could say. Cup and handle. I like it. I like it. I'm not going to buy it, but I like it. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. All right, somebody spammed a bunch of Sui ones. Blub. Oh, God, I remember Blub. Blub. Some fish on Sui. Yeah, not really tradable. No real directional. Like, there's no... I just don't know how to enter something like that. There's not enough market structure. So, you know, it's a gamble. So give it a gamble allocation and then hope for the best. Not financial advice. Suimon. Suimon. That one doesn't even show up. We're getting real into the weeds now, aren't we? You know, when I have to do TA on a coin market cap chart, that we're in the fucking weeds. Oh, it's cooked. It's not going to do anything for a long time. Not going to do anything for a long time. This is, and it might even end up being a rug too, right? So be very careful with this kind of stuff. This is fucking 3,000. It's coined 3,000 and 3,300. Like, that's way down there. You're in rug pull territory when you're down that low. So if it comes back, it will come back after many months of accumulation. And that's a big if. This is probably a rug. It's probably done. What did it get to as far as market cap? 6 million market cap. This looks like a rug to me, my friend. Looks like a rug to me. Sujak. What do you want? What are you asking me here? What is the meaning of this? If you hold it, sell it. It's fucking cooked, bud. This is cooked. If you don't, it's going to end up exactly like the last chart that we just looked at. Not financial advice, but in my opinion, this is the top. This is the top of this one. Hit me up later. Tell me I'm wrong. Show up in the Discord. Show me I'm wrong. But I believe this one's done. This one's cooked. Good morrow. Good morrow from Thailand. Hello. Arrow main dex on base. Oh, okay. Cool. Probably why I know nothing about it, because I hate Coinbase and I hate anything that Coinbase does. And so when Coinbase came out with blockchain, I just said no. No, thank you. All right, let's go back to Big Biddy. Close it out. What do I think? Whoops. What do I think for Bitcoin? I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is going to continue. I think this candle closes probably. Let's see. What do I think? I think this candle closes higher than 102. So on the daily candle close of this candle, I think we close higher than 102. And that will cause a daily close at a new all-time high above 103. And then that will spark the rally up to my target range of 118 to 118.8 to 125.4. Predictions are useless, but let's have some fun with it. Let's see if we can predict correctly. So my prediction is this candle that closes in 19 hours will be higher than 102,000. It will spark the next day's close to close higher than 103.8, and then that will spark the next day or two candles to get up to 118 to 125. So let's have some fun with that. That is all the time I have for today. If you guys enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Send this to anybody that you think would find value out of it. And don't forget to sign up for Blackbox. It is free to join. Everything that we offer is free. If you aren't already in the Discord, I highly encourage you to get into the Discord soon, because the onboarding process for the Discord is going to change in an effort to keep scammers out. With bull markets come scammers. We need to up security. As a result of upping security, it will get more difficult for you to join the Discord. So if you aren't in, get in now, ignore the scammers, and then we'll shut the door, and we'll make it a lot of a cooler place, a safer place, so that you guys can enjoy all of the fruits of our technical labor and get you guys bull run ready for this incredible market that is probably going to last the next 4 to 12 months of bull market. So get excited. Get excited. All right. We will see you in the next stream. It will be a lower quality stream because I will be visiting family back home for Christmas, but we will keep you up to date as to what's going on in the market. So until then, please trade safe. It is a jungle out there. Peace.